The title of the exhibition is The Great Upheaval, and that comes from a quote that was written by Vasily Kandinsky and Franz Marc, who were together working on the Blau Reiter exhibition, the Blue Reiter group, that opened their first exhibition in December of 1911 and ran into 1912, and it was at a gallery in Munich, and these artists were really shaking things up in Munich at the time. What was being shown was more traditional landscape painting and art that didn't break any boundaries, and then Kandinsky and Marc come along with some of their compatriots like Alexei Jawlensky, who's also in this exhibition, and they change things up and they consider this moment a great upheaval. The artwork that they're painting is expressionist in both its bold use of color and its brushstroke, and you know, it makes all the difference in the art world. The critics don't love it, but nonetheless, it really marks a point of change and disconnection from the art that came before it. And so it seemed a perfect title for the exhibition because it both captures what the artists themselves were thinking about in the time period and how they were making strong statements about what they were doing with their paintings and sculpture, but it also gives us kind of our historical view of the time period and both what their innovations meant to the course of 20th century art, as well as the great upheaval of the war that comes and kind of ends this very fertile period. This exhibition was initially in New York at the Frank Lloyd Wright building of the Guggenheim Museum, and there it had about 30 more paintings than you see here. And so we really boiled the exhibition down to its essentials and picked the masterworks of the collection in order to tell our story here in Toronto. What's also nice about the exhibition here for me, having a second chance at doing the exhibition again, is that there were a few works that weren't available because they were out on loan when I first did this exhibition in New York, and they've been brought in for this exhibition here because they were now available for to show. And so in some ways there's almost a more complete view and story told here than the show that was in New York.